Binge eating disorder is a disorder that involves eating large amounts of food with no control. Binge eaters are simply triggered by their emotions and weakness towards food. It's considered as the most common eating disorder, even more than anorexia and bulimia combined. It's usually a result of severe anxiety, frustration, and stress, and it would most likely occur during late adolescence to early adulthood. Studies showed that most binge eating patients are also suffering from depression, since it majorly affects their self-esteem and leaves them feeling disgusted and ashamed. Symptoms are eating faster than normal, when not feeling hungry or until feeling extremely uncomfortable. Now, you might say, don't we all do that all the time? One of the biggest misconceptions about binge eating is that anyone with unhealthy eating habits or no willpower can be diagnosed with the disorder. While it might sound like something we're all guilty of, when we dig more into the disorder, we find that it's a serious mental illness that is not as naive as some assume it is. Like all of us, binge eaters crave ice cream, chips, cookies, and chocolate. However, they tend to have absolutely no control and might consume double the average amount. An average person might consume between 1,400 to 2,000 calories maximum, when binge eaters might have a daily consumption of 20,000 calories a day. While people with bulimia or anorexia strive to get rid of the food, binge eaters are characterized by their obesity as they do not overwork out or purge. This can cause high blood pressure, diabetes, joint pain, and fatigue. It's a vicious cycle that starts by feeling low, and slowly the misery drives them to food, where they eat their stress away and end up feeling 10 times worse due to shame and guilt. So, how can you tell if a person is suffering from such disorder? The symptoms aren't really helpful to identify the illness, as it seems very basic and might be habits possessed by a lot of us. Tracy, a woman diagnosed with the disorder, shared some stories about her situation. I have driven, by myself of course, to a fast food restaurant, ordered a large cheeseburger, fries, and drink, eaten the entire meal in less than 5 minutes, then driven directly to a different fast food restaurant and ordered more. Now, that might not sound very eccentric, but she then talks about how she's concerned about how she appears in the public eyes. I'll purposely wrap all of the containers and bags up as small as I can and drive where no one knows me and throw the evidence away. And she describes some of her daily struggles. If I'm prevented from food, I feel extremely angry and anxious. Eating disorders have been on the rise for the last 30 to 40 years, yet no one knows why it's becoming such a huge thing or what are the causes and solutions for this issue. A recent study from Boston University School of Medicine shows that binge eating affects 15 million people in the US. While cognitive and psychotherapy are the common ways to treat binge eating by rearranging their eating pattern, a new drug was found that through experiments showed that it blocks binge eating compulsions in the brain. Other ways to help patients get back on track would be daily exercise, getting more than enough sleep, and avoiding junk food.